In this final segment, we consider perhaps the most important conceptual chain in public policy theory. The policy stages theory presents a linear concept in which one thing leads to another. As we saw earlier in the class, Harold Lasswell provided an early version of the stages model in 1965. The stages model currently in use is a simplified approach to present a complex reality, and one that has helped scholars for well over a half a century address public policy in a systematic manner. The policy stages model has multiple activities embedded in each of the distinct stages. In the agenda setting stage, a problem must be perceived and the decision to involve the government made. From there, the problem must be defined, and after that, the policy players must mobilize support for putting the problem on the agenda. As can be expected, political competition comes into play for attention and over problem definition within the agenda setting stage. The major sets of functional activities in the formulation and legitimation stage of the process involves first collecting, analyzing, and disseminating information. From there, policy players involve themselves in assessing alternatives and projecting outcomes before advocating for the alternative. Then comes their making a decision as a result of compromise and negotiation. The products of formulation and legitimation come in the form of policy statements and policy design. Often, these are statutes that are purposely vague. During the program implementation stage, multiple things must be done. First, and most obviously, resources must be acquired to carry out the policy. In addition, the law, that is often purposely vague, must be interpreted in the form of regulations. From there, the administrators must involve themselves in planning and organization to develop routines. Following from this, there is the payoff of policy being made. Finally, evaluation occurs, with what happened or what was thought to have happened being considered. Evaluation must be objective to be acceptable. Anecdotes can massage messages that are in turn honed by political instincts and judgments. However, more systematic research, such as that carried out here at the University of Arkansas by Professor William Schreckheis in his book, Evaluating American Democracy in Public Policymaking, is that while broad and general outputs concerning a program's performance and the outcomes regarding the impact of the policy being considered are difficult to measure and show benefits or problems, this is a worthwhile endeavor in a representative democracy such as the United States. This is because the feedback received, which can influence any one of the stages, if not many different stages at once, may lead to a future or non-future of a policy or program. This might be because the problem raised on the policy agenda is seen as solved with the policy as implemented, that the policy needs an alteration in how it is carried out, or that the policy should be terminated completely. In other words, while all the stages matter, the stories told by the interest groups, legislators, administrators, and researchers inside and outside of the government, whether with or without data, matter in whether a policy or program moves forward and in what form.